Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back to some more Forza Horizon 2. Today we're continuing on with a Let's Play. This is episode 19 and in today's episode we're heading to San Giovanni for the final championship we have to do before we hit the Horizon finale. So, what are we going to do? I think we are going to do the GT championship and I think I have just the car in mind to finish us off. I mean, I could look through the rest of these cars. You already know what I'm going to go for, though, don't you? Anyways, we have the Jaguar XKRS, Bentley Continental, BMW M6, Ferrari California, Maserati Gran Turismo. All of them are irrelevant because a Ferrari 575M is available to me. Admittedly, the Jaguar's cool, but yeah, if the game gives me an option to drive my favourite Ferrari of all time, I am taking that option. I'm just trying to wonder what colour I should get this thing in. I usually go for white. Yeah, I might cut that out. I don't know. We'll see. I usually go for white or this green, but I think I'm going to go for yellow for a change. Because, again, usually I go for green, but I did that on the Ferrari 360 Challenge Stradale. Usually I go for white, but I did that on the Jaguar F-Type just a couple of episodes ago. So, sod it. We'll have a yellow 575M to round off our current sort of championship thing. This car looks so beautiful. I absolutely adore the way the 575M looks. It's such a cool looking car. Actually, speaking of cool looking things, how much... Okay, so we have 1.233 million. So I probably won't do too many upgrades to this car, or any upgrades that I do will likely just be sort of like little bits that won't cost too much money, because of course I do need to start thinking about what car I'm going to use for the Horizon finale. Because that's important. And I can say one thing safely, after the Horizon finale I'm going to have no money in this game whatsoever. I guess that doesn't really matter though, or at least it won't really matter for a while. You'll sort of see what I'm getting at later. Anyways. Ooh my god. Post. How you doing, Post? Mercedes A-Class. I like how there's a Mercedes A-Class as a traffic car here. I don't know how many A-Classes there are in continental Europe. I can say living in the UK, at least the older model, there is not many of those left. Oh hey, it's a Scotian. I mean, kind of Scotian. About as close as we can get to a Scotian in-game. I mean, save for the fact that one isn't white. Anyways. San Giovanni just seems like the right place to drive this car as well. Like a GT car in a small little enclosed, you know, like a village almost. Like that seems like my sort of place or my sort of thing. Just driving, cruising a 575. Because I have no idea how the F1 gearboxes are in these vehicles. I've heard they're not particularly good. There are manual versions of this car available, believe it or not. They do exist in a limited capacity, although not many people got them. So most of these things are equipped with the F1 gearbox, which I personally probably wouldn't have. But then again, I like the 575. Like the 550 is cool, but it's not the 575 because I think the 575 is a better looking car. Then again, I guess you could just buy a front-end clip for the 550, because I believe the only like real differences between the 550 and this, at least aesthetically, is it has a slightly different front end and rear end. I guess you could like get a clip for it if you want a manual transmission. Then again, you know, if I buy a 575, it would probably just like sit in automatic mode for its entire life, because I mean, it's such a cool car. You don't really... Like, you're not going to use it for the track or anything, or at least you shouldn't. So, as I bounce into a small thing there. Nice Datsun, bro. Where did you get that? The cancelled car line? Ha 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 ha. Remember when the IDX and Nismo was a thing? Oh, the IDX and Nismo isn't a thing. Because Nissan wants to spend more time making horrible crossovers, or something. Anyways, apparently the camera does not like this car. Let's see what events we're going to be getting up to today. Hopefully nothing too taxing or off-roading. I just want a nice, quiet way to finish the championships in this game.
Championship. This is one of my favourite brackets. I mean, any championship with a Jag XKRS gets my attention, you know? Alright, mate. Pick a race to start.
Something Jag XKRS. I've just noticed there's 2 barn finds near here. I think we'll go find them, actually, before we, like, truly start on today's thing. So, let's actually build this thing into a more comparable GT car. I'm only going to do a few upgrades on it. I am going to upgrade the suspension on this thing, just because it did feel a little bit wallowy on the way here. I am going to put the brakes on it, because they would be kind of useful. I might just do weight reduction, actually, to finish us out as well. How much weight can we get out of this thing? 349. Like, granted, you wouldn't do this to an actual 575, like, take the weight out of it, but, you know. Like, that would ruin the whole point of the car, but this is a video game, and you don't really see the effects of the weight reduction actually in the interior or anything, which is something I actually kind of like. Oh, you can't actually engine swap this car. Interesting. I wasn't going to, I was just sort of checking if it was there as an option. We will have a racing gearbox as well. It would be kind of nice to tune the ratios. A race differential will help. And I think, to finish it off, we will have a nice meaty exhaust system on this car. There we go. Adds 10 horsepower. Nice joke. And, yeah, and finally, let's just strip a little bit of weight out. Let's just lighten the flywheel a little bit and chuck in the driveline. There we go. Bring up to a nice round A800. This car should be a little bit better than it was before. Again, there's not really too much PI to play with in the 575, so yeah. Anyways, we shall go and find this one down here first.
Turn right.
Because apparently I haven't gone looking for the barn finds in a while. I haven't actually even collected the barn finds either, to a point. We'll do that at some point. I'll probably do that after the finale, maybe. Anyways, unfortunately we do have to take the Ferrari off-roading, which is something the Ferrari probably doesn't want to do, but, you know, where in needs must. Right, where is this particular barn find? I assume it's not going to be quite as obvious as I'm thinking it might be. I think I actually remember this barn find. Because I know one of them's at, like, the bottom of a hill somewhere. Is it this one? That's a house. That's a barn. There's the barn find. Alright. Well, that wasn't too difficult. Let's see what we've got in this barn.
We gotta stop meeting like this. This is insane. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, it's that.
Shut up. A Ferrari 288 GTO? Not in bad shape. Did you hear the rumor on this one? Some kid of an oil guy bought it as a holiday car, spent a summer in the 80s tearing it up around the Riviera, and then just dumped it when it was time to go home. I think it's safe to say he's not coming back for it at this point.
We're going to nick a man's car, which is perfectly fine by me. It is not. I don't really like the 288 GTO, but you know, I'll take it. Anyways, I'm just gonna fast travel to this one because there's no real point of driving all the way around there. We'll find this, and like I said, I will. I appreciate I haven't actually like redeemed any of the barn finds that I've got yet. We'll do that though. Don't worry.
All right, I'll get her buffed up and looking good.
I haven't forgotten about it. Ooh, a dirt road. I wonder where that leads. If it leads to a barn, I'll be amazed. It leads to a tree. And it leads completely out of the barn find circle. How long have I been driving out of that circle? I swear to God, I do not pay attention. Right. Anyways. We can't really see a barn driving like this. There we go. Lovely. Well, this is a wide open area. Is that the barn there? If it is, I'm gonna laugh. No, it isn't. Which one is this one? I know there's one that's like on a farm. But I think that's like over there somewhere. Or is it this one? Because there's something on the map over here. Is it just a vine field though? Yeah, it's just a vine field by the looks of it. This one might be the one that's like on an edge somewhere, because it's not like out here, because that's all like fenced off. Could be back there, I'm not sure. Right. Let's just stick to some dirt trails. I'm sure we'll find it eventually. It's not down there. Also, try not to go into the car meet while I'm around here. I reckon it's over here somewhere. They usually nestle them in trees. So... like, I love it how they actually hide the barns, like, you know, like, there'd just be a random barn in the middle of, like, nowhere for some reason. It's strange. It won't be on a hill, because you can't build on a hill. Otherwise you get, like, floaty textures and stuff. There's a dirt road there, I wonder if that leads to anything. It leads down there. Oh wait, I was about to say I don't think it will, but I think this is the barn. Yep, that's the one. Excellent, let's see what's in this one. Let's see what's inside.
Oh, this noob, I tell him, dude, it's way too much car for you. But they never listen. Been there. So what you got?
Ooh, it's a Jag.
Are you kidding? This is a Jag XK120. She's
I wouldn't touch that with a bar of soap.
Okay, looks like she's been modified for racing too, but that's a lot of rust. This is gonna take some work to get going again.
Take some work to get going, just scrap the fucking thing. I'm sorry, I know it's an XK120 and like all the rest of it, but like, I'd rather just have a replica. Anyways, now that that's done, I guess we better actually go do some racing. While that Jaguar may have been customized for racing, a Ferrari isn't, but we should still race our Ferrari because we kind of already paid for it. And we need money for prostitutes and crack cocaine. Because Ferrari. Anyways. Shut up. So, oh, it's doing the synchronizing driver tarts thing. We're going to be here forever, aren't we? Apparently we've done... oh wait, no, never mind. Tell a lie. I am wrong. I have been wrong before. Not very often, but I have. Anyways, event 1 of 4. And we're 12 minutes in and we're finally going racing. Anyways, there's not a lot of cars to really take pictures of in these events at least, because like they're all sort of... in fact, I think pretty much everything in this race is like a Maserati or a Bentley. Has my Bentley got the silly modifications on it? Oh, it hasn't. That's a shame. That it totally is not the design I run on with Bentley either, because that design is absolutely disgusting. Anyways, no offense to whoever made that, but yeah, it's not a pretty design. Okay, so that's... how many cars did I snap there? Like 5? There's like one more car in this. I think I've got like the Jaguar XK to snap and that's it. So, oh wait, no, I've already snapped the XK. I'm sure there's like what? Oh, the Ferrari California. That's it. There's a this GT class, like for whatever reason, the GT cars class has like nothing in it, which is a shame because, like I said in one of the previous episodes, like the F-Type, I don't understand why that isn't classed as a GT car, because they really needed to like find a way to buff this class out and like give it a bunch of cars. I think most of them went into the Super GT category. Which kind of makes sense, but still, like, I don't know. Ooh, God. Let's try and, like, sneak around the inside of that BMW M6 there. Oh, God. That's not what I wanted to do. Also, I think I'm about to sneeze. Hopefully I cut that out. That wasn't fun. Anyways. I remember when I was recording the... Gran Turismo 2, the first endurance race I did of Gran Turismo 2, I had like a coughing fit and you could hear like my voice like slowly drop off, and then it was just like a random pause and it was like, hey, I'm back. So yeah, hopefully I do remember to cut out that sneeze. I'll probably edit these all quickly enough because there's not really much to edit. That's what I like about the Horizon 2 Let's Play. They're really, like, these events aren't difficult. So, other than like an occasional moment like that in the intro and the outro, I have nothing to sort of edit out of these episodes, and that's lovely. I love it when there's nothing to edit, because editing is really boring. Oh, to be fair, calling what I do editing is a bit of a stretch. It's more just like trimming, I guess would be a better word for it. I don't know. Basically just trim the fat, and that's it. So, yeah, that's basically what I do when I edit, is just trim the fat and hope for the best. And I think it works. I think it works. I mean, it's worked for 800 and... What are we on now? 850 videos? Something stupid like that. It's insane. Which reminds me, I need to schedule a video for today. That's something I will do after this episode. Because I kind of forgot Top Gear Laps. Oh, not Top Gear Laps, I kind of forgot. Oh, I didn't forget Reach to Peak, but I couldn't be bothered to do it, so I'm going to upload that on another day. I mean, this doesn't matter to you because you're hearing this next week, realistically. Oh god, I'm so happy because I'm like ridiculously far ahead of schedule right now. It's insane. Like, I have oh hey, level up. I have leveled up, yes. But I have save for Reach the Peak, everything's done for like the next few weeks in advance, and Reach the Peak's gonna be something. I think this week I'm gonna just dominate that, but we'll have to see. Anyways, 16.5 grand. Nothing interesting, evidently. Right. We are gonna go do this race over here, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, Old Town Circuit, let's do this. I wonder... Actually, I think I know what the Old Town Circuit is. God, I can't get over how good this car looks in yellow. I've never seen a 575M in yellow, and I've always really passed by this colour. As I said before, you know, usually if I'm buying this car, I'll buy it in either white or green, but I can't get over how good the yellow looks. The yellow looks absolutely phenomenal on this car. That's really awesome. Anyway, I mean, to be fair, anything looks phenomenal on this car. Like, even as much as oh, Jesus Christ, what is that Jaguar design? That is horrific. Anyways, even though I'm not, like, usually a fan of... Oh, actually, this car looks even good in red, and people will probably hate me for saying this, but I don't think red looks the best on Ferraris. I think most Ferraris do look better in, like, various other colours. I don't think... If you actually look at, like, my Horizon 3 garage and even my Forza 6 garage, there is not a lot of red Ferraris in there. Like, barely any, in fact. Because I usually buy them in, you know, different colours. I usually either get them with designs on, or I get them in, like, a white or a yellow or the green. I actually have... I think in Horizon 3 I actually have, like, 3 cars in the green. I think I have the 575 in green, I have the 360 Challenge in green, and I have the 430 Scuderia in green as well. So yeah, a lot of green cars, because I like the colour green, and I think it looks good on Ferraris. And I think Clarkson said it looked good on the F35. I don't know, that's the other car I've got in green, the F355. Because in my opinion, the green for the 3555 is actually the best colour. You know, most of them I just choose them because I'm different. Like, I always go back and forth. Like, on the Scuderia, you know, I like the green, but I also like sort of the wine red that you can have on that car. You know, not the Ferrari red, like the wine red as well. I like that, and a bunch of, like, other colours on that car. In my personal opinion, the F355, the best colour for that car is the green. Like, there's a kind of a nice blue on it as well. Like a light silvery Toyota blue, but yeah, I don't know. I think the green is the best looking, and I'm sure many people probably want to lynch me for that. But it's just the way I feel, bro. It's just the way I feel. You know, don't. I know. I know. I can hear you. I can hear your screams. I can hear them. It's fine. Do not worry. I do have a red Ferrari, probably. I can't think of which one I have red, but oh, the 550 Mondial. I have that in red. It's got, like, racing decals on it, but... Oh, sorry, the 500 Mondial, even. Which one's the 550? Oh, yeah, the 550 is the Maranello. Or isn't the 550 a Maranello? I don't know. But, yeah, that 500 Mondial I have is red. Oh, my Ferrari 250 GTLM, that's also red as well. That's mostly because I couldn't think of anything better to put on that car and just decided to leave it its default colour. I cannot be killed by a Maserati. Ironic shotgun. That's a funny name. Also, that Maserati does look quite nice with that design on it. I kind of feel sorry for the Gran Turismo because that car's like never been accepted in Forza before. Like, I think it came in like Forza 4 or 3, and it's like, by the time it came out in Forza 4, it's like a year on from when it got released and no one cared anymore. I feel so sorry for that car. Like, no one cares about the Maserati Gran Turismo, and I mean, I don't either, I've got to be perfectly honest. Like, it's a cool looking car, and I'm sure if I saw one in real life, I'd be like, cool. But it just isn't. Like, in Forza, there's so many better choices than the Maserati, and the Maserati is also insanely heavy, and in Forza 5 it was insanely underrated, because I think it was like a C-class car in Forza 5. Anyways, speaking of Maseratis, there's one there. We get 16 grand for beating that race. That's actually quite... We're getting a lot of money for beating races around here. I'm not actually too sure why that is, but that is the way it is, apparently, so... Okay, Lamal, I guess. Anyways, let's go and do... we'll do this circuit race, sure, and then we'll finish off with the trial race, and then we'll be done with this episode, with this championship, and then we'll be moving on to the Horizon finale. And that should be a hoot. It should be an absolute hoot. I'm not sure what car I'm going to use for that. I used the Koenigsegg Agera for Horizon 2, so I don't know if I really want to use that again. Well, I mean, obviously I do want to use that again, but I don't... Yeah, I'll probably use that for something else. I think I'll use a different car. Because, here's the thing, if I could use that car to finish off in Horizon 3, I would, but the problem is, Horizon 3 essentially, like, the final showcase is the final storyline, if you could say that, event of the game, and you use the Polaris for that. And, you know, so... I was going to say, if I could use, like, my own car, if, like, Goliath was the final race you ever do in Horizon 3, then I would probably use the Agera, because then I can keep using the Agera for continuity, when in 2 years' time I eventually LP Horizon 3, but... Yeah, I'm not going to do that, because, yeah, and I'm sure you guys probably... In all my LPs, I do endeavour to use different cars that I haven't really used before, so... Yeah, we're not going to use the Agera, which is a bit of a sad. We're going to use the 1-to-1 instead. No, that's not in this game, unfortunately. I think the Agera is the only Koenigsegg in this game, come to think of it. I mean, in modern games, what is there? There's the Agera, Agera Upgrade Hero, 1-to-1, the Regera. I think that's it. I don't think there's any other Koenigsegg's in the game. There certainly wasn't in Forza 5, I know that much. Which is odd. Kind of want, like, the, I'd like more Koenigseggs in the game. I can't really name which ones I'd want. They haven't really built all that many cars, to be honest with you, but... Yeah, it's still kind of cool. I want that amazing, flat 12 F1 engine in the game. Which is weird. You can read about that if you want. I think Jalopnik did an article on it. Basically, Subaru made an F1 engine and it was a flat 12, and Koenigsegg was originally going to use that. Admittedly, I really wish they did, because, I mean, the Koenigsegg engines are mental, and I like them for that, but they're not like, you know, I believe it's just mostly Ford motors, I want to say. They, like, just strap a million superchargers and turbochargers and stuff like that, too. But if they used, like, the flat 12, that would be, like... Yeah, I was about to say that would make the Koenigsegg Agera my favourite hypercar, well, that would make Koenigsegg my favourite hypercar manufacturer, but to be perfectly honest with you, they are my favourite hypercar manufacturer, so, yeah, if you didn't know that about me, there you go. I think that's a pretty well-known fact. Koenigsegg is my favourite hypercar manufacturer, the Koenigsegg Agera is my favourite hypercar, although the 1-to-1 is very close. And then again, I guess, you know, if people go like, oh, what's your favourite hypercar? I go Koenigsegg Agera, and it's like, why aren't you saying the 1-to-1? And it's like, well, technically the 1-to-1 is actually an Agera. So, I mean, I could just claim a technicality and just say the 1-to-1 and all the rest of them are Ageras. The Regera is pretty cool, though. It's weird. I'm not 100% sure what to think of the Regera, but it is a cool car, I guess. As I cruise through the checkpoints. Cruising through down the street in my 575, talking to women and slapping the men, and trying to be easy E, but like PGE. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. Let's just get this over with, so I can go and jump on some medication. Look at that mountain. That mountain's pretty. San Giovanni is very pretty. This game is very pretty. Everything's pretty, realistically. Anyways, this isn't the final race, so I don't know why I'm starting to do all this and that and stuff, because gotta wait till the final race, which is coming up after this race. Cross the line, and we win. Like, I like how I went from driving a mental Jaguar to an extremely mental Nissan Duke to a very, very subtle Ferrari, which isn't really mental in any way. It just sort of looks good, gets on with its job, and I appreciate it for that. Apparently I've had 3 clean laps in the entirety of this series. Nice. Okay, the GTO is ready to pick up, apparently. It's another car that I can ignore. Like I said, yes, I will go collect them. I promise I will go and collect them some point next episode. In the finale. I'll probably do it after the finales happen, so yeah. Oh my god, that is a beautiful picture. Like, with the way the sun was coming down on the 575. That might be a thumbnail. I usually, like, make the thumbnails look all pretty and actually, like, take them in game, but I might just use that as a thumbnail, if I remember to, because that's a pretty thumbnail. Righto, event number 4 out of 4, trial race. Is that an M6 pretending to have a wide body? I think it might be. I have a sneaking suspicion it might be. Oh hey, green 575. I'm not the only one who thinks green looks good on the 575. I've just noticed actually none of the Ferraris in this series have actually been red, at least to my knowledge. Maybe one of the Californias were early on, but not as far as I'm aware. Okay, fellow 575, can you please just let me go up the inside? Thank you. Yes, I have earned a skill point. I know what skill points are. You have told me about them a million times. And you'll tell me about them a million times more, because ha 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 ha. For her rural. Okay, interesting name. We've got my goody boy, Ironic Shotgun, driving that horrible Jaguar, and we've got a weird... I assume that is supposed to be like a fake Liberty bunny kit. I'm assuming it is, anyways. I have no idea. I don't really care all that much. It's the M6 is a car I've never really liked. Even like the Grand Coupe, I'm not a huge fan of, because I don't think it's a particularly good-looking car. And also the M6. Every time I've driven it in Forza, it's been absolutely wretched. It has always been an awful, awful car to drive, the M6, because it has like it has just like a lot of power. It just wants to spin it all through the rear wheels, which is weird because like the M5's usually like the newer M5, the 2012 M5 is usually like a good handling car, whereas that isn't a good handling car, and I don't know why, considering like the other one is like a coupe version of that car and that's all it is. Oh, I thought it was going to be like a cool jump or something, but no. Never is a cool jump, is it? It's never a cool jump. Never when it's with me, anyways. Alright. How are we doing? We are 75% of the way through this race. We are almost done. Absolutely bloody glorious. Glorious. No, I won't give in. I won't give in till I'm victorious. And I will defend. I will defend. Glorious. I don't know why I'm singing Bobby Roode's theme song while I'm driving a Ferrari. Oh my god, slide. Anyways, I just break into song and crap while I'm driving this. And across the line. Hey, that's the final championship race we have to do. Thank God for that.
That's another championship in the bag. You're really starting to attract the following.
Yes. Here we go.
Unbelievable performance. You've now won enough championships to enter the Horizon finale. Let's head back to the festival and get ready.
Yeah, let's get ready for the Horizon finale. That's going to be fun. So, yeah, that's the Horizon finale. We are ready to roll as an ambulance goes past, which I'm assuming you can hear. There we go, Horizon finale, and as you can see, it is a long-ass race. It actually didn't stretch that far around the map as I thought it did. How long is it? Anyways, yeah, so in the next episode, that's what we're going to be gearing up to take on, as I see a Ferrari having a fight with a van. That's fantastic. Oh, that's not a Hyundai Velocity Turbo. Anyways, yeah, that's it for this episode, so no wonder he was having a fight with you, prick. So, yeah, next episode, I'm going to be gearing up for the Horizon finale. I do hope you join me for that. With that being said and done, friends, thank you all very much for watching. Mine has been the real Emile, and until next time, farewell.